Hi, this is Professor Anil Kumar Sathe from Department of Mechanical Engineering, MIT School of Engineering, Pune. In last lecture, what we have studied? We studied for the compression three types of processes, that is isothermal, polytropic and isentropic. But isentropic process is not possible because during the process of compression heat is produced and that heat is rejected to the surrounding. Isentropic means reversible adiabatic and adiabatic means Q is equal to 0. But as heat is produced and crossing the boundary, that is going out of the compressor, means process never remains as adiabatic. So compression is not possible by isentropic way. So isentropic process is not a practical process for compression. Now isothermal process. As we have studied in last lecture, isothermal process, if we have to carry out compression by isothermal way, we have to run the compressor at very slow, that is a quasi-static way. But it is impracticable solution. So isothermal process is also not practical process. But if we are able to achieve it by running the compressor very slow, that will be the best process or ideal process of compression. Why? Because area behind the curve, isothermal curve, is the minimum out of these three cases. Why area behind the curve we are considering? Because compressor is an open system, and for open system, area behind the curve is work required to drive the compressor. So if the process is by isothermal way, that is the ideal process of compression. But for that we have to run the compressor very slowly, which is not a practical solution. So isothermal is only an ideal process but not practical process. So which is the practical process of compression? It is a polytropic compression. Now in this lecture we are going to calculate the work required to drive the compressor in all these three processes. Let's move to the next part. We are going to derive the equation now for work required to drive the compressor when the process is polytropic, that is PV raised to n is equal to constant. So this is a PV diagram. This you are already familiar with from the previous lectures. As compressor is open system, what is W? Area behind the curve 1 to 2. So which area? 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. See here, area 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. That is area behind the curve 1 to 2 minus integration of VDP, because it is an open system. Now this area can be expressed by, you can see here I have dropped two vertical lines from point 1 and 2 to meet to the x-axis at points C and B respectively. Now I can write this area 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0 as a sum of A3 to BA, A3 to BA, this rectangle, plus area under this curve 1 to 2, which area? B2, 1CB, 1CB. So area under the curve. This plus this minus area of this rectangle, A01CA, A01CA. So by doing this, I am getting the area 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. That is area behind the curve 1 to 2. So simple graphical method I am using here to calculate the work required to drive the compressor. Now I am putting the values here. Now you can see A3 to BA, A3 to BA. This is the rectangle. So what is the area of the rectangle? Height into width. What is the height? P3. But P3 is P2 also. So I am writing P2. And what is the width? A to B. A to B means volume V2. This volume. So P2 V2 is this area. Plus. This is plus. Area B2 1CB. B2 1CB. That is area under the curve 1 to 2. This is given by this formula. P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by n minus 1. This one. Now how this formula comes? For this I have taken the reference of the derivation what you have studied in semester 1 thermodynamics subject. Area under the curve for the polytropic process is P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by N minus 1. So for this I have taken the reference of derivation what you are studied in first semester, minus area of this rectangle A01CA. A01CA. What is the area of this rectangle? Again height into width. What is height? A to 0. A to 0 means C to 1 and this height is P1. So P1, and what is the width? Width is volume. So it is 1. V1. P1 V1. Now I will take something common from here. What is common from here? P2 V2 minus P1 V1 is common from here. And what remains in bracket? It is 1 plus 1 upon N minus 1. It is a simple mathematical arrangement. Now just cross multiply this. 1 into N minus 1, it is N minus 1. Plus 1 divided by N minus 1, and this bracket is as it is. So minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled. Now W is N upon N minus 1, P2 V2 minus P1 V1. Now you take P1 V1 common from this equation. After taking P1 V1 common from this equation, we will get W is equal to N upon N minus 1. P1 V1 is taken out as a common thing. In bracket, what remains? P2 V2 divided by P1 V1 minus 1. I am numbering it as equation 1. Now you know process 1 to 2 in the diagram. Process 1 to 2 in the diagram is a polytropic. PV raised to N is equal to constant. So apply this law for 1 to 2. What you will get? P1 V1 raised to N to P2 V2 raised to N. Now what you have to do from this? I want to substitute the value of this V2 by V1 here. V2 by V1 from this equation. Now how to get V2 by V1? See the process. Just shift the parameters. V2 by V1 raised to N is equal to P2 will be shifted on left hand side. So P1 by P2. And now I will write this by changing numerator by denominator. You can see here P1 by P2, I can replace it as by P2 by P1, so it becomes minus 1 now. And this N will be shifted to this side, so it becomes minus 1 by N. So left hand side only V2 by V1 remains. Now put this V2 by V1 in equation 1. What is the equation 1? This one. So this V2 by V1 I have obtained from this, and the value of V2 by V1 is P2 by V1 raised to minus 1 by N. Put here. After putting it here, this equation 1 becomes, see here, I put the value of V2 by V1 here and I am writing the equation 1 again. So N upon N minus 1 P1 V1. Now here base is same and powers are different. Base is multiplied. So you have to add the power. After adding the power, here power nothing is there means power is 1. And here minus 1 by N. 1 minus 1 by N becomes N minus 1 upon N. Rest of the things remains same. So this equation is converted into this equation. W is N upon N minus 1. P1 V1 in bracket P2 by P1 raised to, by adding the power, N minus 1 upon N minus 1. This is measured in joule because it's a W. If we want to calculate indicated power, means here is work. If I want to get the power from it, simply this V1 is replaced by V1 dot. See here, everything is same in these two equations. This gives you work in joule and this gives you indicated power in kilowatt. You can use this equation anytime. When W is asked, you have to use this equation. When indicated power is asked, you have to use this equation. Basic difference is there. This V1 is replaced by V1 dot here. This V1 is in meter cube. You will get the answer of W in joule. When this V1 dot you are putting, this is in meter cube per second. So here you are getting indicated power in kilowatt. Now the second case, we are going to see work required to drive the compressor when the process is isentropic. You know this process is not possible. Only we are using this for a comparison purpose. For air, gamma value is 1.4. For this isentropic compression, the work required to drive the compressor derivation is exactly like that of polytropic process. Only the difference is PV raised to N is equal to constant. The process becomes now PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. So n is replaced by only gamma. You write the expressions again as it is. You can see here W is, instead of n upon n minus 1, it is written as gamma upon gamma minus 1. And instead of n minus 1 upon n, we are writing as gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Everything remains same. So what is the difference between this W? This is W isentropic. And this W is polytropic. Only difference is n is replaced by gamma. Everything is same. Similarly, for indicated power, V1 is replaced by V1 dot and n is replaced by gamma. Everything is remain same. Indicated power is gamma upon gamma minus 1, P1 V1 dot, P2 by P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1. So only difference between polytropic and isentropic process is n is replaced by gamma. The way of deriving the derivation is exactly same like that of polytropic. Only instead of PV raised to n is equal to constant, it is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. In final values, replace n by gamma only. And the third thing, we are going to derive the equation for isothermal compression. Now, what is the law for isothermal process? PV is equal to constant. Now, you are saying, sir, isothermal compress is not practical process. It is an ideal process. So, why to calculate work required in isothermal compression? Reason is, it is a minimum work for the compression process. So, we are, means it's ideal case, means we are always comparing practical case, that is the polytropic case, with the isothermal case. That comparison parameter is called as isothermal efficiency. In the next lecture, I will explain that in more detail. So, for the comparison, as isothermal is the ideal process, for the comparison we are calculating isothermal compression work. So, W is minus VdP for an open system, because compressor is open system. So, PV is equal to constant. So, what is the value of V? It is C by P. It is C by P. So, I am putting this V as C by P. See here, PV is equal to constant. So, what is V? P goes on this side on denominator. So, C by P. I am putting this value of V as C by P. So, minus integration of C by P dP. As C is constant, it is taken out of integration sign, minus C, integration of dP by P. And what is the integration of dP by P? It is natural log of pressure ratio, P2 by P1. Because what are the limits for integration? Pressure changes from P1 to P2. You see here in the figure, during the process of compression, pressure changes from P1 to P2. So, limits are P1 to P2. I am coming back again to the isothermal compression derivation. Just I want to show the limits here. So, here integration limits are P1 to P2 and dP by P is natural log of P. After putting the limits, it becomes natural log of P2 by P1. Now, here we are going to consider only magnitude, not the sign. So, what is the magnitude of work? W is equal to P1 V1 natural log of P2 by P1. Okay. This W we are getting in joule. But if I want to calculate the power, I have to divide this equation by time. So, V1, if it is divided by time, meter cube divided by second, it becomes meter cube per second. Means V1 is replaced by only V1 dot. You will get power, and that power is isothermal power, because we have derived this equation for isothermal process. So, what is isothermal power? Isothermal power is P1 V1 dot natural log of P2 by P1. Only V1 is replaced by V1 dot. You will get isothermal power from W. And what is P2 and P1? P2 is final delivery pressure and P1 is initial suction pressure, means discharge pressure, and P1 is inlet pressure. Now, finally, we are defining isothermal efficiency. Isothermal efficiency is ratio of isothermal power to the indicated power. What is indicated power? It is a polytropic power. And what is isothermal power? It is the power required during isothermal compression. This is a minimum power, and indicated power is the actual power. So, isothermal efficiency indicates how much closer the process of compression is towards isothermal compression. So, it is the ratio of isothermal power to the indicated power. So, eta iso is equal to P iso upon IP. Higher is the isothermal efficiency, nearer to the compression towards isothermal process. Lower is the isothermal efficiency, means polytropic compression is much away